So for every component, we need to know 5 things about that component. So first one is default sets. So after installing any component in Cyberark, we will get a few default sets. So for every component, we need to know all these 5 things. So first one is default sets and second one is services. So, post installation of that component, what are all the services we will want, and third one log files, fourth one configuration files, and fifth one defaults. So, for every component, like CPM, PVW, PSM, Vault, whatever it may be, we need to know, and by heart, these 5 things for every component. So, in case, if you are having these in mind, then for day-to-day activities it will be very helpful and it will be easy to work on the request or whatever it may, troubleshooting kind of task or any installation, but whatever what kind of. Now log into Praveter client. So, as I have informed, Praveter client is one of the interface for accessing the Vault data. So for accessing the Vault data, we have two interfaces. So first one is Praveter client and the other one is PVW. So Praveter client is a thick interface. So if you want to access the Vault data using Praveter client, we need to install this. Praveter client means we need to run that X file. So basically in real time, we used to install this Praveter client in Vault server, and apart from Vault server, either in CPM or PVWA or PSM servers, it will be installed. And the second interface is PVWM, so it is a web interface, so web interface used by both end users and Cyberark administrators. So we can perform few things in Praveter client which we can't perform in PVWM. And also in PVWM, we can make so many configuration changes. But those things we can't do in the Praveter client like that. There is a difference. For logging into master, we require a recovery private key, so that recovery private key is available in the master. So I have set operator keys, master keys to different folders. Can you open that folder where you have copied on the desktop? Now open that master keys folder. Again open that master keys. So here we can see RIC private key, the first one. So if you want to log into Vault as a master user, we require this recovery private key. So first we need to point this recovery private key path in the DBTAL mini file. So I will explain later, like what is DBTAL, all those things, but for the time being just remember. So while we are first logging into Vault, makes Vault as a master means we forget the administrator password. Go back to C drive, C program files. x86 Praveter server continue. Before making any changes to DBTAL mini, just stop the Vault server. Okay, no stop from UI itself. Okay. Stop this guy. Okay, I already had 4 hits. It's the last one. Okay. Yes. Only today. I just completed my Cyberark Deer for my V11 environment. It took like 4 hours. I had a Deer to be tested for a new Cyberark V11 environment. It went on like 4 hours. Yeah, it was insane. Yeah, now go back to that server folder and open con folder. First one. Yeah, first open that first file DBTAL mini. Now search for private key. Yeah, it's here. Okay, yeah, now replace that entire thing with that path. Slash. Okay, save it and start the server. So once again, yeah, so can you explain me this? Repeat 1 second. What exactly from here? Why you guys are copying the key? So if you want to log into the vault, it's private or client. As an administrator user, we require recovery private. Okay, so what we did. We have mapped that path where our recovery private key is there. That path we have copied and updated in the recovery private key in the DBTAL mini file. Otherwise we can't log into the vault as a master user. So for logging into vault we require the private key recovery private. Okay, so logging into what? So you log in from that private key, like in this private, if you are trying to log in from the private app as a client into the master, right? So this, private or client, is an interface for accessing the vault data, right? So if you want to log into private or client, definitely we require one user. So by default we will log. We can log into administrator user, but unfortunately that password we forget. So now what we are trying to do, we are trying to log into the vault means private or client as a master user, and we will reset the password of the administrator. Okay, sure, all right. Yeah, go ahead. I hope this thing works. Okay, so post installation of the vault server, we will get 3 default saves. So here save, what is save? Save is nothing, but it is a logical container which is used to store the privileged account information, or log files, or configuration files, or, yeah, most of the times. If those are at default saves, we use it to store the configuration files. Okay, so post installation of the vault server, by default we will get 3 default saves of vault. So first one is system, second one is vault internet, and third one is notification engine. So can you open that system save? So system save contains vault, configuration files, license file and log files. Okay, so here we can see dbparmini file is the configuration file. I will go through in depth about this file in a few minutes, and etaloglog is a log file and licensexml is the license file. Paragentlog is again a log file. Pusparmini and tsparmini. So these are all configuration files. So total 3 configuration files here: dbparm, pasparm, tsparm, and 2 log files: ethlog, paragentlog, and 1 license file, licensexml. So system save contains this log, configuration files and licensexml file. Okay, now close this save. Oh, you have a close button, yeah, and open Vault Internet. So as of now, Vault Internet save is empty.